Good morning. Today I'll be discussing the homework problems that I have given you in worksheet number 6. Okay. Look into the first one. In the first problem, I have dealt with the case of Jaya. Now I have left over the case of Radhika for you to do as homework. So look into that. In a class test, 5 marks are awarded for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are awarded for every incorrect answer. Radhika answered all the questions and scored 30 marks through 10 correct answers. How many incorrect answers Radhika has attempted? So for every correct answer, there is plus 5 scoring, and for every incorrect answer, there is minus 2 scoring. So Radhika has answered 10 correct answers and she scored 30 marks. We don't know how many incorrect answers she has attempted. Let us assume that the number of incorrect answers Radhika has attempted as x. One incorrect answer, she is getting minus 2 marks. So x incorrect answers, it will be x into minus 2. X into minus 2 is minus 2x. So the marks obtained on incorrect answers is minus 2x. And also she has written 10 correct answers. One correct answer, she is going to get 5 marks. 10 correct answers, so 10 into 5, 50 marks. So that is what she is going to get on correct answer. These are the marks obtained on correct answers, and these are the marks obtained on incorrect answers. Now the summation of the marks obtained in both the cases will be her total marks, and which is given as 30. So that is the reason I am equating that to 30. These are the marks obtained on correct answers. These are the marks obtained on incorrect answers. Now when we say how many marks she has scored in the exam, it is the summation of the marks obtained on correct answers and also the marks obtained on incorrect answers. So these are the marks obtained by her in the exam, and these marks are given as 30, therefore I am equating that to 30. So plus into minus is minus, so 50 minus 2x is equal to 30. Now bring this 30 to left hand side. 50 minus 30 is equal to minus 2x. Transpose it to right hand side, it is plus 2x. 50 minus 30 is 20. 20 is equal to 2x. I want x here. So bring this 2 to left hand side. 20 by 2 is equal to x. 2 1s are 2 10s are. So which implies x is equal to 10. Which means that she has attempted 10 incorrect answers altogether. So that is the case. Next. Look into the third one. A similar kind of question again. In a class test containing 15 questions, 4 marks are given for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. And one of her friends, Hema, answers only 5 questions correct. What will be her total score? Okay. So, for every correct answer, they are getting 4 marks. Incorrect answer, they are getting minus 2 marks. So, the total number of questions are 15, and Hema answered only 5 questions correct. So after 15 she answered 5 questions correct, therefore the remaining 10 questions she has attempted incorrect. So for 5 questions, each question carries 4 marks for correct answers. So 5 questions, so she carries 20 marks because 5 into 4 is 20. So 20 are the marks obtained on correct answers. Now each wrong answer she will score minus 2 marks, and 10 wrong answers, 10 into minus 2 is what she is going to score on that. So 10 into minus 2 is minus 20. Now when we are talking about the total marks, it is the marks obtained on correct answers and also the marks obtained on incorrect answers. That is sum of the marks obtained on correct answers and the marks obtained on incorrect answers. So that is what I am doing, 20 plus minus 20. These are the marks obtained on correct answers. These are the marks obtained on incorrect answers. So plus into minus is minus, 20 minus 20, that is equal to 0. So she has scored 0 marks. Now the question leads to 2 dimensions of thinking. One is, here I have assumed that she has attempted all the questions. Hence I can say that when she has written 5 correct answers, then she would have written 10 incorrect answers. So that is the assumption which I have made and I have gone with. And also the question leads to another assumption that she might be answering only 5 questions and she might have left the remaining 10 questions. That might be a probable case. But let us stick to this right now. It can happen that she may also leave the 10 questions, remaining 10 questions, and she has only attempted 5. But I am not discussing that case. Let us stick to this case. Now look into fourth one. A cement company earns a profit of ₹9 per bag on white cement and a loss of ₹5 per bag of grey cement. The company sells 7,000 bags of white cement and 6,000 bags of grey cement in a month. What is its total profit? What is the number of white cement bags it must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of grey bags sold is 5,400? Okay, so before I get into the actual problem, let me interpret the details that are given. So the company is earning a profit of ₹9 on white cement. So there are two kinds of cements. One is white cement, the other one is grey cement. On white cement, they are earning a profit of ₹9 per bag. Earning a profit, what I will say is instead of using the word profit, I will say they are getting ₹9 plus 9. And when we say loss of ₹5 on grey cement, I will use the word they are getting minus ₹5. On white cement bags, they are getting ₹9. And on grey cement bags they are getting minus ₹5. The same thing I have interpreted. Instead of saying they are getting a profit of ₹9 and loss of ₹5, I am rather using the signs to indicate that profit and loss. Whenever I use plus, I rather say that is profit, and whenever I use minus, I will say that is loss. So that is what I am reading out here. On white cement, they are getting ₹9. On grey cement, they are getting minus ₹5, which is same as saying that on white cement they are getting a profit of ₹9 and on grey cement they are getting a loss of ₹5. Okay, so these are the initial details given. Now the company sells 7,000 bags of white cement. Now on one bag of white cement they are getting ₹9. On 7,000 bags of white cement they will get 7,000 into 9. This is the amount that they get when they are selling 7,000 bags of white cement. Next, they are also selling 6,000 bags of grey cement. One bag of grey cement they are getting minus ₹5, and 6,000 bags of grey cement, it is 6,000 into minus 5. Let's calculate this value. 7 9s are 63. This is 63,000, and plus into minus is minus. 6 5s are 12. 6 5s are 30. And this is 30,000. Now this is the amount they are getting on white cement, and this is the amount they are getting on grey cement. When we talk about the total amount what they got, it is the summation of these two. So plus into minus is minus, that is 63,000 minus 30,000. So what do you get? 63 minus 30, which is 33,000. So 33,000 is the amount which they are getting on the whole transaction, which means that when they are selling 7,000 bags of white cement and 6,000 bags of grey cement in a month, they are getting 33,000 rupees. So 33,000 is a positive quantity. So we can conclude that they are getting a profit of 33,000. So that is what we can say. Next, what is the number of white bags it must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of grey bags sold is 5,400. Okay. So we don't know how many white bags are to be sold. Let us assume that the number of white bags to be sold as some X. On one white bag they are getting ₹9. On X white bags they will get 9 into X. 9 into X is 9X. Now they are selling 5,400 grey bags. And on one grey bag they are getting minus 5. On 5,400 grey bags they will get 5,400 into minus 5. Let's calculate this. 5,400 into 5. 5 zeros are 0, 5 zeros are 0, 5 4s are 20, 0, 2, 5 5s are 25, 26, 27. So this is minus 27,000. So this is the amount they are getting on the grey bags, and this is the amount they are getting on white bags. So now I will try to calculate the total amount they are obtaining on both grey bags and white bags. So this is the summation of these two. So which is plus into minus is minus 27,000. So this is the amount they are obtaining on the whole transaction when they are selling X white bags and 5,400 grey bags. But they have told that there is neither profit nor loss, which means this is neither a positive quantity nor a negative quantity. The number which is neither positive nor negative is 0, which means this value should be 0. In fact, this is 0. That is what I got. I repeat it again. They said that there is no profit or loss. If it is profit, this would have been a positive value. If it is loss, it would have been a negative value. But they said that it is not a profit, it is not a loss. Therefore, the number which is not positive, not negative is 0, which means that this number is 0. That is the reason I have equated it to 0. Now simplify the simple equation. Transpose this onto the right hand side. 27,000. So x is equal to 27,000 by 9. 9 ones are 9 3,000. So the number of bags or number of white bags that they have to sell in order to have neither profit nor loss is 3,000. So that is it. Next. Fifth question. In a class test, 3 marks are given for every correct answer. Single question again. For every correct answer, we are being awarded 3 marks. And incorrect answer, minus 2 marks are being awarded. And not attempting, no marks are awarded. No marks is indicated with 0. Now these are the initial details that are given. Now look into that. Radhika scored 20 marks. If she has got 12 correct answers, how many questions has she attempted incorrectly? So she has written 12 correct answers. So for one correct answer, she will get 3 marks. 12 correct answer, it is 12 into 3, which is 36. Now we don't know how many incorrect answers she has attempted. So yeah, how many questions has she attempted incorrectly? If she has got 12 correct answers, how many questions has she attempted incorrectly? Okay, so let us assume that the number of questions she has attempted incorrectly as x. On one question she gets minus 2 marks. On x questions she will get minus 2x. That is x into minus 2, which is same as minus 2x. Now when we say the total marks she has obtained, it means the summation of the marks obtained on correct answers and the summation of the marks obtained on correct answers and incorrect answers. So these are the marks obtained on correct answers. These are the marks obtained on incorrect answers. Now the summation is the total marks which she has obtained in that exam. So and these total marks are given as 20. That is, she has got 20 in the exam. That is what they have given you, which means that this total is 20. Now plus into minus is minus. 36 minus 2x is equal to 20. Bring this to left hand side and this to right hand side. 36 minus 20 is equal to 2x. 36 minus 20 is 16. 16 is equal to 2x. Find the value of x. So bring 2 to left hand side. 16 by 2 is equal to x. 2 1s are 2 8s. So that implies x is equal to 8. So 2 1s are 2 8s. So she has attempted 8 questions incorrectly. Next. Mohani scores minus 5 marks in this test, though she has got 7 correct answers. How many questions has she attempted incorrectly? Okay, so she has written 7 correct answers. 1 correct answer she is going to get 3 marks. 7 correct answers she is going to get 7 into 3, which is 21 marks. Next, we don't know how many incorrect answers she has attempted. Let us assume that the number of incorrect answers she has attempted as some x. One incorrect answer she will get minus 2 marks. X incorrect answers, x into minus 2, which is minus 2x. Now when we talk about the total marks she has scored in the exam, which is the summation of the marks obtained on correct answers and incorrect answers. So these are the marks obtained on correct answers and these are the marks obtained on incorrect answers. So this is the total mark that she has obtained in the exam and which is given as minus 5. So simplify this. 21 plus into minus is minus is equal to minus 5. Bring this minus 5 to left hand side. 21 plus 5 and minus 2x, transpose it onto the right hand side, it is plus 2x. 21 plus 5 is 21 plus 5 is 26. 26 is equal to 2x. Now 26 by 2 is equal to x. 2 ones are 2 13s, so that implies x is equal to 13. Therefore, she has attempted 13 incorrect answers and overall her score is minus 5. Again, here we have an ambiguity. That is, we don't know whether each of the candidates has attempted all the questions or not. So that is the thing. So here I have made an assumption that each of the candidate has attempted all the questions. So that is what something that needed to be clear in the given question. Of course, it is not in this case. So here again the assumption is we have assumed that each of the candidates have written all the question. Each of the candidates have attempted all the questions. That is the assumption which I have made in order to resolve this. So that is it all with regards to the worksheet. Thank you.